So yeah, for some reason I couldn't see the comments just. So I've now just re-toggled or restarted the live. So hopefully people can rejoin in now and they'll be able to comment down below and get involved again. It does do that sometimes for whatever reason. YouTube does just lose its comments. I don't know why. But hopefully people will start joining back in again and I'll be able to see your comments down below. Please do comment if you have re-entered back onto the live. Again, I do apologise for any annoying issues that we have when we have to do that sort of thing. So yeah, we will be heading over to our next Growlithe. You can see one across there now. So yeah, do just get involved in the comments. Just let me know that the comments are working down below. And if it isn't working, I do apologise, because for whatever reason, YouTube does do that every now and again where it doesn't want to work. Now, I've restarted the stream because of that reason, and still no comments are coming through, unless, of course, nobody is commenting, which may be a reason. We never know. So yeah, if you're commenting tonight, I do apologise if you aren't coming through. I'm not ignoring you. They're just sometimes YouTube doesn't like comments. It doesn't like putting them on the screen for some reason. I will have to see if there is like a pop-out view for the comments. I know that's the way that we do it on TikTok. It's really, really easy to do on TikTok as well. It just sort of pops out on the screen and you can open up the comments whenever you wish. And you also get a little notification that pops up saying you've had a new comment. So you can sort of interact with the people dead easy on that. Whereas YouTube, the comments just sort of fail every now and again. So I never know when they're actually going to work or when they're not. But yeah, unfortunately, it looks like the comments this evening aren't working, which is brilliant. Hopefully that fixes for tomorrow's spotlight hour. So the third Growlithe of the evening, like I was saying before, we had to cut off the live video and redo it to try and get those comments working. Dynamax Growlithe is a brand new Dynamax, and of course one of the main things that people ask about the new Dynamaxes that get released in the game is how good are they? Now, Dynamax Growlithe isn't very good at all. It's ranked well below the likes of Flareon, of course Charizard as well, as a D-Max and a G-Max, of course, and Dynamax Arcanine in its evolutionary form is nowhere near any of those. So it is literally just a Pokedex filler. It's a nice shiny to have, of course, but other than that, it's not very useful at all, of course, unless it is one of your favourite Pokemon, which, to be honest, I actually really like the design of Growlithe. I think it's very, very cute. And its Arcanine, its evolution, is actually really, really cool as well. Now, it does have that different form, the Hisuian form as well. And to be honest, out of all of the different Hisuian forms and Alola form Pokemon that we've had based on the originals, Hisuian Growlithe is actually one of my favourites. It's actually a really, really nice alteration to the current, so I do actually quite like that one. And I do like how they've kept it a sort of similar colour scheme between the Kanto Growlithe and the Hisuian Growlithe, and also we've kept the shiny the similar colour scheme as well, where it goes to that lovely yellow colour, which hopefully, maybe, we'll get one tonight. We will never know. But 676 is not a very good CP there. 12, 12, 10 on the stats. And let's see on the particle wise how many we've got to collect today. And if we collect our walking ones, we should be back up to 1500. And we've got 260 more to collect today as well. So we've got loads to collect. We're going to stick on our daily adventure incense while we walk to the next ones. And we might as well do this route as well here. I believe there's a route somewhere. If we can find the right page, there we go. So yeah, I do really apologise for the comments not working this evening. We've tried restarting the stream and creating a brand new stream again, and for some reason they're not working. So hopefully they'll be working tomorrow. And like I say, I'll see if there is, or if anybody else does know of a way of making the YouTube comments pop out on the screen a bit like TikTok, then do let me know either on Discord or in the comments to the video. That'll be really helpful. It will mean that hopefully we don't miss out on any comments. 410 CP on that Jangamo. That was from Make 2 Excellent Throws. Seems quite high for a Jangamo off a research test. Let's just double check that. And it is actually quite high. It's 96 IV, 14, 14, 15 there. So really, really high on that one. And we've got Make 3 great throws in a row. So we're still working towards our next level up challenge, which of course we've got a couple that we need to do. One of them is complete 500 field research tasks. And the other one is walk 400 kilometers, which we're nowhere near the 400 mark. I think we've got probably 200 in our sights, but still quite a fair way from that. Let's just double check on that research task. Yeah, we're 140, so 150 will be the next big milestone as such, and then heading towards 200 after that. But hopefully we'll be up towards a 200 by the end of this week, start of next. But to be honest, I haven't really been walking that much as of late because the weather's been so bad, and of course there's not really been that many decent events happening over the course of the last few weeks on Pokemon Go, which has sort of gone hand in hand with the weather and not really made me go out in any way, shape or form. So Slowbro there off a daily incense, really rubbish stats as well. So like I said before, we will do as many Dynamax Growlithe as we can with the free particles. And of course, we'll do as many as what we can physically get to in the hour. So if we don't end up using all the particles today, we will carry some over tomorrow and potentially do some Dynamax battles during our Spotlight Hour live stream. And again, that is 6 PM till 7 PM tomorrow night, and it features Moona. And don't forget as well, 10 AM local time, the Valentine's Day event will start tomorrow. So there's loads of shiny boosted Pokemon hatching from eggs tomorrow, including shiny Nidoran female, shiny Nidoran male, and also shiny Cherubi, all those being shiny increased from hatching eggs. And then there's also going to be that Spinder research, the Valentine's pattern of Spinder, which has a love heart pattern. It will be available on field research task during the 5-day event starting from tomorrow morning. And that field research task, of course, is make 5 great curveball throws in a row, which is quite a difficult task. But hopefully we'll have some easy Pokemon spawning. And don't forget to always use Nanab berries as well, just to stop your Pokemon from moving. So use a Nanab, wait for it to do its movement if it's already in the process of doing one, and then that should stop it from doing any movement, and then you'll be able to throw your Pokeball at it. Hopefully a bit better than that. Not the best example, but yeah, hopefully you'll be able to throw your Pokeball at it and do an excellent or a great throw, and that will count towards those Spinder tasks when you pick them up tomorrow. But the Love Heart Pattern Spinder is a very cool Spinder. It's only available during the Valentine's Day event each year, so this will be the one and only chance to get it this year. And when it's shiny, which is a 1 in 64 odds, there we go, shiny Paris. Very cool shiny. Just as we're talking about shinies, we end up getting a shiny Paris. That is a very cool looking shiny. It does go a lot darker on the body, and I think the spots on its little mushrooms on its body change colour as well, but that is a super cool looking shiny. Not very cool on the stats, so not very good at all. 3, 4, 3 on the stats. But a nice shiny Paris. Definitely a nice one to add to the collection. But as I was saying about the Spindit, I'll just quickly show you the Love Heart form Spindit in a shiny and in the normal. So in the normal, if we scroll down here, Spindit 9, we've got the Love Heart pattern Spindit, and this is a Valentine's Day Spindit that you'll get on research task tomorrow. And if you are lucky enough to get a shiny one, you'll see that the Love Heart on its face, the Love Heart pattern, is actually a broken Love Heart, which is a really, really cool detail. So there's a full Love Heart for the normal and a broken Love Heart for the shiny. So I really like that attention to detail and that slight little change, as well, of course, the colour. Really, really nice shiny to get your hands onto. And like I say, it's only available during the Valentine's Day event each year, so make sure to go out and see if you can pick up some of those research tasks. And with it being a difficult research task, it probably makes sense to try and pick up a stack of them, so get 3 of those research tasks in, or 2 at least, so that when you do complete it, you get more than just a 1 encounter. And that way you have a higher chance of course, dropping that shiny one. So let's finish the route when we get towards the end of it. Mateo should be here. We haven't spoken to Mateo for a while, so we might as well exchange a gift. And we'll finish the route, and then we'll do this Growlithe battle right next to us. So again, if you're just joining, apologies for not replying to you. I can't see the comments for whatever reason. They aren't currently working this evening. I've restarted the live stream and they still aren't working. They were working right at the start, so I don't know what's quite gone wrong there. But hopefully everybody watching is enjoying the stream. If you are, make sure to hit that like button. And also, if you're watching for the first time, hit that subscribe button and turn that notification bell on. So we'll spin a few more stops, get a few more Pokeballs for our Spotlight Hour stream tomorrow. And what is that? We've got a Lego gift here as well. And there's quite a few of those Lego codes now. I think there's around about 13 or 14 now that have been released. They're probably available online somewhere if you search them. If you are collecting them, make sure to go and get them all. So let's go into this next Growlithe battle. We've got 1500 max particles when we entered this, meaning that we can do a total of 6, but then we have got another 260 max particles that we haven't yet collected today. So we may be able to do around about 7 more, but the thing with that is we may not have 7 more Dynamax battles or Dynamax power spots that we can find. So we'll have to see how many we can get to today before we run out of power spots near us. But like I say, if we do have any remaining max particles, we can always carry those over to tomorrow and do some more battles of whatever Dynamax is on tomorrow. There will be a mixture, I'm sure. So we will do some tomorrow during the Spotlight Hour live stream, 6 PM till 7 PM, the same time as this evening. So another Dynamax Battle 1. Let's see if we can get that shiny one or anywhere close to that 710 CP for the Hundo. Let's see. No shiny and 670. That is a really, really low one. Perhaps one of the lowest you can get. I definitely think it's the lowest that we've had this evening. But is it the floor for Dynamax, which is of course the same as raids? 10, 10, 10 being the floor for these battles. So let's see if we are close to that 10, 10, 10. 10, 13, 10. So very close to a 10, 10, 10 with only one stat being better than 10. But it is quite a bit better than 10. It's 13. So probably around about 664 is a floor for this. Something around that region, I would say, going off that current CP. And I think we've just actually walked past another Growlithe, so let's just head back to that one. And we'll just do that one as we carry on walking towards the bottom cluster where there's normally a couple of Dynamax battles. Rank 1 again on another showcase, that's a good start. And for those people who don't normally bother with showcases, don't forget that at the end of this month, it is of course the Go Tour Kalos, and incubators are going to be a very sought after item because the new regional shinies, Launcher and Klefki, will only be available from hatching 10-kilometer eggs during that Go Tour Kalos event. And the Hone Edge will also be available in eggs, but it will also be available in raids as well. So the 3 most sought after new shinies that will be released during the Go Tour Kalos event will all be from eggs mainly. So putting your Pokemon on these showcases now, if you win them, you can actually earn egg incubators from these showcases, and you can save those egg incubators for the Go Tour Kalos event. That is why I'm trying to put on so many showcases. Of course, you can only put on a maximum of 3, but there's normally a new showcase every couple of days. So try and always try and find the showcases where you are going to be the winners of it, and try and win as many as you can, and that will increase your chances of getting those incubators, and therefore you have 3 incubators to go and use for the Go Tour Kalos event. Save you a few coins in that respect. No shiny, 697, so we got closer to that 700 CP mark, and only 13 CP away from a hundo. Not a bad Growlithe, this one. $697, and it's not bad at all. 14, 13, 14 on the stats there. A very, very decent Growlithe. Now we have a bird on the incense, but not a good bird. It's a Tranquil, unfortunately. And we messed up a quick catch as well. Not ideal. So there should be a couple of more Dynamax battles down here. If we just pan our screen around, we've got 3 more down here. And we have also got the Gigantamax Meowth Max Battle Day lead up timed research. Now, of course, Gigantamax Meowth is going to be available this weekend on Sunday. And one of the best counters for it is why it's given is going to be Dynamax Machamp. Now, even better than Dynamax Machamp is, of course, the Gigantamax alternative, which we had on Gmax battles a few months ago now, probably this time last year. We had Gigantamax Machamp, to be fair. And that's going to be probably one of the #1 counters for Gigantamax Meowth at the weekend. But I will double check on that. And I will be doing a separate video during this week sometime about the counters and the event details for both the raid day on Saturday. There's Ferian Form Enamorous raid day on Saturday, and then we have Gigantamax Meowth Max Battle Day on Sunday. So both those events are between 2 PM and 5 PM on both Saturday and Sunday, and I will be doing a separate YouTube video going through the event details, the shiny odds, and also how good they are in the game, how useful they are going to be in the game. So I will be doing a separate video on both those later this week sometime, so that you can best prepare and you know what to use against both those and build your own teams up. Well, Dynamax Machop there is absolutely rubbish at 521 CP. So we've got, have we got our coins back today? Or was that from yesterday? No, still no coins back today, which is a little bit annoying. So 3 more Dynamax battles down here. I think that will be Max Monday done in terms of Dynamax battles, that is. Growlithe not wanted to be caught. We're just a little bit too far away from that Dynamax there. We may have to stick our torch on in a second. We will do that now, actually. So I can see a few Discord messages. I'm guessing that's people from the server telling me that we can't comment and it's not working. So again, I do apologise for that. We'll try and get that fixed tomorrow. We're ready for the Spotlight Hour live stream. Like I mentioned before, if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, turn that notification bell on, and also make sure to change that notification settings from the standard, which is priority for YouTube. And basically what that means is YouTube will decide which notifications for that channel that you've subscribed to you actually end up getting through to your phone or your devices. Whereas if you set it to all, if you click back onto the bell, you can set the notification settings to all, and that means you won't miss out on any notifications for when we go live, post new videos, and also post new short videos. So make sure to change those notifications to all, and you won't miss out on when we do go live. It's definitely a much better stream when we can actually view the comments. It's more interactive, of course. So just a little bit disappointed they're not working this evening. Power through. Try and get these last few Dynamax battles done, and hopefully people are still interacting in the comments and speaking to other watchers and viewers. But can we get a shiny Dynamax Growlithe? We can't on that one. 680 CP for that one. Well, let's head up to the deep and darkest parts of this nearby nature reserve. There's actually one right at the top, which I don't particularly like going up this way when it's this dark. It's a little bit spooky. There we go, eventually catch a Growlithe. 680 CP, not going to be very good at all. And no doubt one for a professor. 12, 12, 12 on the stats. We could just reach this one now. And we'll ready up straight away and start heading to the next one. Now, in fact, let's do our highest Growlithe and see how we actually end up doing. Growlithe against Growlithe. Let's see how that goes. Oh my god, our Growlithe looks so small. Can our Growlithe beat the Dynamax Growlithe we're going up against? Is that actually possible? It may be, you know. It may be. It may be very possible. Again, it's perhaps one of those battles that nobody realised he wanted to view. But here we are for a second week in a row making up these silly battles. And I think it actually adds a lot more fun to these Dynamax battles. Dynamax Growlithe, come on. Look at that for a hit. That is insane. Bearing in mind, we've not powered up this Dynamax Growlithe. We've not maxed out any of its max moves. We've literally just caught it. That was an easy win. That was such an easy win. To make sure it's not a fluke, we might do that again for the next one. We didn't even have to evolve it into Arcanine like we did last week with Wailmer into Wailord. That was really impressive. And 695. So it's actually rewarded us with a decent Arcanine as well. A decent Growlithe, should I say. That may be a trick to get a good one. It's a shame we haven't got a shiny one to use against Growlithe. Maybe that's a trick to get a shiny one. We don't know. But that's a good one. That is a good one. So we've got one more Dynamax battle to do. We'll do exactly the same. We'll use Dynamax Growlithe against Dynamax Growlithe and see how good and if we can sort of coax that shiny one out. I don't like these yellow gems being down here. There seems to be too much yellow activity. Let's kick one of these. Or Shundo Kartana. Makes light work of that golem. Shiny, and we'll stick our shiny parrot in there that we've just managed to obtain during this next Monday. So one more Dynamax battle to go until we've ran out of max power spots, unfortunately. But we will go again with Dynamax Growlithe, and just to make sure it wasn't a fluke and that I hadn't powered up any max move, just the one we've caught, 695, is the one we're going to be using. So I don't know what the fast move is on this one or anything like that, so it may be a bit of a more difficult challenge this time around. But we have got Excadrill and Eternatus to back us up, just in case. But let's see if the first time around was just a fluke, or whether our Dynamax Growlithe is better than the Dynamax Growlithe as a max battle boss. Let's see if we can dodge that. We have got Body Slam on this one, which is actually doing really decent amounts of damage when we get up to there. And we've already started to Dynamax, so that is impressive. We will no doubt carry a normal type Dynamax move into the Dynamax stage. We've got Max Darkness. And again, huge amounts of damage. Really impressed by that. And a very easy win. So nowhere near like the challenge that we had last week where we had to evolve our Wailmer into Wailord and power it up a bit to get the win. But we did it very, very easy, just using a normal Dynamax Growlithe against Dynamax Growlithe. So no need for Dynamax Arcanine, no need to evolve them. We did it very, very easy. Now, of course, some of that will be down to the fact, or nearly all of it will be down to the fact that it is only a level 1 Dynamax. Maybe if Growlithe was a level 2 or a level 3, it would have been a bit more difficult. But a very, very easy win. So the answer, can Dynamax Growlithe beat Dynamax Growlithe? The answer is yes. Very, very easily. The experiment nobody knew they needed to see has now been completed on Pokemon Go. For a second week in a row, we're doing these experiments. I don't think any other YouTubers doing this sort of thing. You know, I think we've stretched the boundaries of Pokemon Go here with these sorts of experiments. I think anybody watching should be amazed by the new content and the, you know, the new thought process that's gone behind this. Makes it so much more fun when you don't know exactly how easy a battle's going to be. I can only imagine the comments that are currently coming in on the video. Unfortunately, I can't see them, but I can only imagine them. Jonathan's probably giving me loads of abuse, so Ui's probably backing him up. Alan's just stood there as a good guy. So yeah, I can only imagine. And no doubt I'll have a Discord and messages from all those three when I finish this. Well, yeah, very, very impressed by how easy that was to take down that Dynamax Growlithe. And we have got a gym we're actually on, which is a surprise, because we haven't been on a lot of gyms around here recently. Don't know why, just seems to be getting kicked off quite a few. Let's see if we can create another red one here. And then after we've done this, we will run through our Dynamax Pokemon we've managed to get this evening and see how good all of those Dynamax Growlithe's are and how close we've got to that 710 CP. Don't know if we managed to get any over 700, to be fair. We'll have a double check in just a second. We, of course, had no shinies, unfortunately. 1 in 512 shiny odds for that, which I think is a bit annoying, really. That's one of the things that lets these Dynamax battles down, is that you don't get increased shiny odds. 1 in 64 would have been a lot better for the likes of level 1 Dynamax Pokemon, especially when you can only do so many in a day. It is a little bit annoying that they are full odds at 1 in 512, or even if you were just half boosted to around 1 in 256, it would have been a lot more interesting and a lot more easier to get those shinies. Let's just add them at gym before we end up forgetting. And we'll add Blueberry on, or Bluey Berry, as we called him. It's a shiny that we, of course, got last week for Spotlight Hour, where it was Whismur Spotlight Hour. We didn't end up getting a shiny Whismur, but we ended up getting a shiny Ditto. It was the only Ditto we caught during the hour. Of course, Ditto can disguise as Whismur, as we found out last week. But it was the only Ditto we caught during the whole hour, and it was the only shiny we ended up getting, which was a little bit weird. But a good weird. A very good weird. So let's see how we've managed to get on this evening with Dynamax Growlithe before we finish the live stream. So let's type in Dynamax and age 0. And we managed to do 9 in total, or 8 Growlithes in fact, and we got 1 Machop from the research. But if we go to CP highest to lowest, you can see there we didn't manage to get over the 700 CP mark, which is a little bit annoying, but we will be doing some more throughout this week, and maybe we can get towards that hundo number of 710 CP later this week. But 697 is the best one of the evening, 14, 13, 14, and the second best, 695, 13, 14, 14. So both of those being 91 on the IV, so missing 4 in total. So not a bad Max Monday, missing the shiny, but we did get some half decent ones in terms of Dynamax Growlithe. So in terms of our Max Monday live stream, I do apologise again for the lack of comments and not responding to any comments that have been made. I can't see them for whatever reason. And we did restart the live stream to try and fix that error, but for some reason it's still there. So we will try and sort that ready for tomorrow. Hopefully the comments are working tomorrow. But make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel and turn that notification bell on if you haven't already. Thanks to everybody who has tuned in and stuck with me, even though you can't see the comments and I can't interact with you. But thanks to everybody for your support and sticking with me, those that have done. But hopefully I will see you tomorrow, 6 PM till 7 PM local time for the Spotlight Hour featuring Moona, which is this little guy over here. In fact, just at the right time, he will be featured during the Spotlight Hour. So same time tomorrow on my channel, I will be doing that Spotlight Hour. So make sure to stick around for that tomorrow. Thanks very much for watching. Like, subscribe, turn that notification bell on. I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye for now.